Alright, you guys, welcome back. I am so excited to be sharing everything we did in Turks and Caicos. I've got the ultimate recap ready for you guys. This is going to be literally my longest video ever at like 30 plus minutes, so I appreciate you tuning in, and I really hope you enjoy it. There's so much to go over for what we did, but to do that, we have to literally start at the beginning, so let's do it. Alright, starting off Wednesday. So Wednesday was when we actually traveled. I'm literally showing you guys us in the Uber. This was post getting everything packed, post getting everything ready, and post me leaving my wallet and having to go back and get that. So it was just great. But we did eventually make it over to Dulles. You can see the lovely snow piled around, as well as this beautiful A350. If you know me, you know I love planes, and you know I love watching the big planes at Dulles. But I digress. We got in there an hour to spare, and we were ready to start going. As us walking down the tunnel, then we went ahead and got situated. Yes, we went very far back. We are so close to the back of the plane, but honestly, it didn't matter. We got the good views, and then it all worked out. I was honestly really surprised at how quick the flight was. I mean, it was like 3.5 hours, which is why you see Sam here starting Interstellar. He actually didn't end up watching it fully because he realized he wasn't going to have enough time because it's such a freaking long movie. But again, super surprised that it's actually not too far to get there. All right, now here's the AvGeek money shot taking off. Personally, I'm not a big takeoff fan. Planes, honestly, as much as I love them, kind of freak me out. Like, I'm just kind of always scared we're gonna crash or crash land or something. So takeoff isn't personally my fave. I do love landing, though. Landing's the best. But I digress, because look at all of this snow. There was so much snow we were leaving behind. We were literally going straight into the tropics, and I was so excited. But I would be remiss if I didn't show you these views. Look, there's right in the middle, Washington Monument. I honestly thought it was so cool. All right, now we are at the plane part of the sequence. So I always think it's fun to have a little eye patch moment on the planes. This is also not sorry, that's me trying to tap and be ASMR queen. No, this is actually not sponsored by ClearStim. Maybe one day it could be. That'd be fun. If ClearStim wants to pull a Sam like this and just peek in, that'd be great. But for right now, it is not sponsored, and I do still love their matcha eye patches. They're so nice. They're non-stick, and I literally just put them on and live my best life. All right, once we got those in action, we got them on our face, ready to go. Look at all of that. I then, of course, had to start bugging Sam. It was just what we had to do, and you see him, he's used to it by now. I honestly think the key to a lasting relationship is knowing your partner, messing with them, and just always choosing to have fun together. I did not choose that. I did choose violence for this trip. You did quickly see my little setup. I had my combos. Why combos? I'm not sure, but I did have combos and a couple other things going on. Yeah, those did get dropped between the little seat back pull down thing, and they fell. And I also at a separate time dropped my drink on this flight. And apparently when you go to Turks and Caicos, you fill out like an import form or like intake form for your stay. And, you know, you put all your private information and stuff on there for their government. Yeah, spilled it right on there. It was perfect. All of this to say is that after a couple of close calls, we did eventually make it to Turks and Caicos. I personally was very glad to see all the blue water. I think Sam was excited for me to be excited and to pay attention to something else other than just harassing him with my nonsense constantly. So that was really fun. I gotta tell you guys too, this was my first time like ever flying to the Caribbean. I've gone on a couple cruises in the past, but never like flown down like this. And honestly, it was just such a unique experience. But yes, we finally made it. I was so happy to see clear blue skies, clear water. It was just beautiful out. I was ready for the warm weather. I literally had packed like I didn't even pack a pair of jeans because I was like, this is not worth it for me. But I did have my little linen set on, and we were getting ready to head out to the resort. Really nice. They actually had a shuttle bus come and pick us up. We did ride with a couple of other families heading to the same resort, but it was honestly super nice just to pile in. We flew into Providenciales was really small. I mean, the whole island is pretty small too, so it didn't take us too long to get over to where we were staying. In case you've wondered, we did stay at the Beaches Resort in Turks and Caicos. The resort was absolutely gorgeous, and we got all settled in. Started our night off with this really fun fire show. It was pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie. There are some times where I was like, oh, this doesn't seem real. Like, for example, this guy just literally spitting fire. But then you have the other guy in the back with this, like, cute little bolero on and a hat, like, trying his best. But then you have the main guy who was, like, out to seduce women, and he was just going in it really hard. And yeah, basically that was our first full night at Turks and Caicos. All right, then came Thursday. Thursday was our first full day. We got up, dressed, we were so excited. We headed over to this little breakfast spot. They were only open for breakfast, so we literally went here like almost every single day. I mean, look at these views. Also, I was testing out my iPhone Zoom. Honestly, pretty good. Didn't even go as far as I could, but it's all good. Okay, so after brunch, we went on this really fun golf cart ride. So the resort's pretty big. It's definitely walkable, but you could like order golf carts to take you around. We were actually planning a surprise birthday dinner for Sam's sister. And so we were going over to see the property and talk to them about like planning a special evening. So I thought it would be really fun to document us going around. It was honestly such beautiful weather, and so the breeze was very much needed. One of the really cool things too is they have these underground tunnels. And so we got to go under there and do like honestly a quick little getaway to go to exactly where we needed. I'll tell you what, he was zooming through this. There's Sam looking back. It's like, are you getting all this? Yes, I was getting all of it. It was great. After we ran our covert mission, we did get some drinks. Obviously, that was one of the first steps we had to do. I didn't get it filmed because we got torrentially downpoured on, but it was all good. I got drenched. I'll share that later. But it was so much fun. Our afternoon adventures were supposed to consist of an adults-only cruise. We did get down there and they had apparently canceled it, and that they let us know. They didn't let us know, but whatever. So in place of that, we did actually decide to go on the kid-friendly glass bottom boat. I think that's how you say it, the glass bottom boat. So we did that instead, and honestly, that was a banger substitute for what we were doing. I am actually getting ahead of myself, so here is more of the dock. I did want to show these really beautiful conch shells, and then Sam had other plans, so sorry that it was ruined by that. But here's more of the blue water. This is the pier and everything where we were getting ready to head out. Honestly, I was so obsessed with the foliage. You're gonna get that later on in the video, but we are about to head out on a boat. There was my thumb. It's just awesome camera filming, so let's freaking do it. I honestly wasn't too nervous about going out with the weather being kind of gross. It honestly just fit the entire vibe for the day, but it was so cool. So they had in the center was where we could look down. This is not me looking down, this is looking out and trying to show you guys everything else outside of it. It was very pretty, very gorgeous blue waters. You can see a little bit of the reef underneath it too. But then we switch over and we actually start going and showing the bottom of the boat. This is where it gets definitely a lot more fun. You guys know I'm a shark girl through and through, and we're gonna see a freaking shark. So it's kind of hard to see. I'm gonna work you through it, but you see its little tail, that's a nurse shark. It is down there bottom feeding, living her best life, and it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. Not to get you girls too excited, this actually isn't the only shark we see on this trip. However, I was not actually filming when we saw the other one, and it was a lot more scary, so we'll get there. It was so interesting. They had all the fish, once we stopped, were like piling around. We weren't actually even throwing anything to them. They were just very excited at the opportunity for us to. While we were anchored out there, I also just wanted to like showcase the waves piling over. So Turks and Caicos has the third largest barrier island and barrier reef in the world, and so you get out there that reef overflow. I just thought it was the coolest thing. Okay, we're closing out the end of the day. I didn't really get a lot from cocktail hour, but we did do cocktail hour, ate at a sushi restaurant for dinner, and called it a night. All right, Friday we are up. We were rolling. We got up early to go try this cute little French cafe. I was super excited. I wanted a nice little mocha to sit by the pool, some croissants, and I wanted to get out early because apparently you have to go way freaking early to get your little pool spot. So guess who was up? Guess who was out? Us. We hung around the pool for a main part of the morning. There actually ended up being a little kitty who was injured, and so we took care of her for a little bit, or him. I don't really know if we ever knew what it was. But we took care of them for a little bit, and then we went out for our excursion for the day. This is where it got a little bit hairy. So we're on this boat, which had this really awesome slide on the back of it. But we're on this boat. We are headed out to go and do snorkeling, hanging out in the water, and then going to a little island after this. I'm laughing for a couple of reasons. One, we did have a great time. Like, everything was great. The guys who were giving us the tour were super fun. They definitely were party guys. They loved what they did. And they did make some jokes for us along the way, as well as exceptionally good rum drinks. So I can't be mad about that. However, what most caught me off guard was the snorkeling itself. So similar to how I love planes, like I'm really obsessed with planes, and I think they're so cool, and I'm also terrified of them. Yeah, the same thing goes for sharks. Same exact thing goes for sharks, which also, quick pause, we rescued a bucket from the water. It was a huge deal. Have to showcase it. Anyways, sharks. Love them, deathly afraid. So when I tell you we jumped into the water and we got all anchored out near the barrier reef and stuff, so they made it where we weren't gonna get swept away, but that tide was crazy. We jump in, I see a reef shark. I'm kind of losing my mind. I'm like, okay, I need to keep an eye on it, see where it is. We're just out here free floating. So it was a little bit closer than I would want to be, but it was all good. We ended up making it, and here's us with all of the other boats that are also out there snorkeling doing the same thing. Once we were back on the boat, things got a lot better. They opened up the bar, we had rum drinks flowing, everything was super fun, and we just finally got to settle back in. I also really want to note that while I was out there kind of fighting for my life in the waves, I was swallowing so much water just because I would go up and then try and look back down for the shark. I ended up taking the actual snorkel part off of my mask because I was like, I can't do this. I ended up actually throwing it to the guy to catch. He did not catch it. I thought it was a pretty good throw, but he did not catch it, and it sunk to the bottom. So it was actually really cool to see him go dive down to do it and get it, but yeah, it was not a good catch. All right, catching us up with the vlogs here. So we were going over to what was called Iguana Island, and to get over there, they actually took us through the marina. It was really cool. We got to see a lot of the big boats, and then pushed through there, and then we're just in the smooth, clear water sailing. There wasn't a wake at this point, and it was just gorgeous to sit in the sun and rest. Now, imagine my surprise. I kind of forgot we were going to a shipwreck, but I just kind of knew about the island. I think I knew a little bit about the shipwreck, but we were just chugging along. And all of a sudden, we were sitting behind him, so I couldn't see the approach. All of a sudden, we're just upon this huge beached ship. I mean, you see other people out there. The water had to have been maybe 10 feet deep max, maybe 12 foot max, but not deep at all. And it's just there. It's just sitting there. We were literally, it snuck up on us, at least for me, because I couldn't see it at all. And we were just sitting there in all of its glory. It was huge. This was my all-time favorite part of the trip. Okay, now don't quote me. I don't exactly remember every single detail because it's been so long since I've done this. And I know I'm really late to posting it, so I'm sorry. But anyways, it was some sort of Canadian ship. I think it was a cargo ship. Ended up getting displaced here from, oh my God, that's us. It's so cute. It got displaced from one of the hurricanes, and so it ended up just floating eventually all the way down to here, which again is just so insane. The massive size, the colors too. This ended up being my favorite picture and favorite videos and stuff that I got, because the color contrast, it was absolutely gorgeous. I was just taken aback. But yeah, so the fun did have to end. We ended up sailing away, saying goodbye to her and letting her just kind of rest and do her own thing while we headed off to Iguana Island. Oh my God, I was so excited to go. We went back mainly through the same way we had come in. This was really pretty. So on the other side of the piers and all the port was these mangroves, and they were gorgeous. It was actually really fun too, because people would go and do glass boat tours and stuff, but I just adored watching them. I don't know what that video was about, but I adored watching them personally from the side of the boat. They're really important natural features, and so it was great to be in their presence. Now, what absolutely no one prepared me for was the aquatic, boat life out here. So, yes, you have a normal boat, very fun, very cool. But then you have a freaking car boat, a lamboat I don't even know what to call it. This shit was the coolest. I'm gonna tell you guys, they kind of like ran up on us, like not in a scary way, but just like were riding alongside of us. And the people who were riding in that thing, I was like, the sailboat's trying to outbeat him. It's like, yeah, wind power, baby. It's like frick your Lambo boat. Oh, and here's some more drinks. But look, they're freaking riding next to us. The girl who was sitting in there, I swear to God, living her best life. I don't know if it was her birthday. I don't know what she was here for, but she was having the time of her life, and I lived vicariously. Anyways, after being shown up by a lamb boat in Turks and Caicos, we made it to Iguana Island. I found this really cool conch shell. Sam would not let me take it home, sadly, but I just thought it was really neat and really pretty. We walked around. I was going to walk more on the island, but I got stuck by a stand spur, and so I decided to go just chill it in the water. Didn't really take a lot of videos, but here's us going back. But this is where we started to boogie. As you can tell, the drinks were flowing. We did have some kids on the boat. They had their little Shirley Temples and whatever mocktails they wanted, but we started to get into it. And one of the things that we passed was really cool. It's like literally this bar in the middle of like, I don't even know what, like you see it here. It is literally just in the middle of kind of like the islands and stuff. It's its own bar. We didn't go that day. We do come back, so don't stress, but we started to boogie. And as you can see, Bailey got to drive the boat. As you can also see, Bailey got freaking burnt. So we had a good time. We came back and we showered. Hannah also got burnt, but she looked gorgeous for her birthday party. We had a fun little surprise, had a cute seated meal. I didn't really take a lot of content here because it was just a really fun, private, intimate dinner. And then we closed out the night, put our aloe on, and I let the blinds stay open. I let the warm air come in, and I went to sleep because the water from that day put me out and I was tired. Saturday was definitely one of my favorite days. I was definitely still super burnt. So we recovered a little bit and then we went up to brunch. About every day, aside from yesterday when we went and got a little coffee, we ate up at this rooftop part. It was called Sky Bar. Every day, just beautiful, absolutely stunning. You're out in the sun, you get a little bit of, shade going on. Okay, and then here's me also testing my Zoom again. I'm sorry I had to do it because like, look, you're out there, you're freaking doing parasailing in Turks and Caicos. Like, I wish I knew who was out there. I have this cool ass footage of them. Like, I would love to send it to them, but I digress. I have no idea who it was, but they were the sole entertainment of our morning. We sat in the sun, sat in a little bit of shade, had our drinks, had our breakfast, and just sat in the breeze and chilled. I'm also forgetting to mention that it was Valentine's Day, so it was actually really special to get to spend that with Sam. We did our fun little breakfast morning together. I'm going to show you guys in a few minutes, but it was nice just to actually have it together on vacation. It was our first one out of the country and it was great. Okay, so here's the real start of the show. I had this most days of the week. I got something different the day before, but their avocado toast absolutely slapped. Sam went for pancakes this morning. I was not upset. They were also very good. We had most of the day free, so it was honestly the perfect time to go and actually sit on the beach and relax. They had these really cool cabanas, so we got to sit under them and then get our reading on. One of the things I love about Sam is that he loves Brandon Sanderson books. One of the other things I love about Sam is that he does bring them with him to different places. So you guys can't really tell here, but that's easily a 1,000-page book. It's huge, it's tall, and it is also long. I don't know what his weight for his stuff was for his luggage. It had to have been over 40 pounds from that book alone. But I digress. He does love them and they do make him happy. I, on the other hand, brought my Kindle and I was chilling. But again, they had parasailers everywhere. You could just pay. That's literally someone random, not affiliated with the resorts or anything, and you just pay them and they will strap you up and send you up high. So I just all the time was amazed that people actually did want to pay to do that from someone they didn't know, and just also that they did it. These are just, it's so gorgeous. I kind of want to do it. That wasn't my jam. But you know what I absolutely always want to do and where you can always find me is at the spa. I love the spa. And the important thing to note about it being Valentine's Day is Sam actually did buy me a little spa treatment and package. So I was so excited. I closed up my reading and I headed over. Literally. All right, so here's me in my cutie little robe. I got all set up and there is me after. Yeah, there's me after. For obvious reasons, I couldn't take my phone in. I also didn't want to ask them if I could record or anything. I just didn't want to be weird. But they set me right. So I was actually super sunburned. I got on the table and she was like, yeah, you're way too sunburned for this. So we ended up having her actually treat me for that and just giving me a nice light massage. It was awesome. We got ice cream after that. And then we found this beautiful hidden oasis that just rocked my socks. After being in the sun the last few days and then literally having the esthetician tell me that I need to be out of the sun, I was like, you know what, maybe you're right. So we went over, they had these kind of scattered around towards the coast and like shoreline, but we went and had our own little kind of private cabana area. It was so lovely. Like I can like literally still feel this picture. The sun was perfect, the shade was perfect, and we just got to hang out. Again, it's Valentine's Day. We were having a good time, yapping, laughing, reading some, and just enjoying being in paradise together. It was honestly just so lovely too to sit back and chill. We had the cruise that we were going on later that afternoon, and so taking the time to rest, I mean, for me, especially after the spa, resting was, of course needed. But it was just really nice. There was also these beautiful flowers that like I just was obsessed with. Like look, blowing in the wind, it was gorgeous. Then we got to our party boat. So the day was definitely super clear out, beautiful, and they were booking it. Sam and I sat in the back and we just got splashed everywhere. But honestly, it was all good. We were in that nice afternoon sun. It's starting to get the little glow, golden hour coming on. The water was gorgeous, and I couldn't be too mad being a little bit wet on a boat in Turks and Caicos. Here's where it got a lot more fun though. So we did actually end up going back to that bar. This is us kind of approaching it. It was called Noah's Ark, and it was so cool. Like I thought at first that it was literally just a bunch of like boats congregated together, but no, there's a physical structure. You go in and you dock. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it took him so many tries to dock. I mean, I couldn't have done any better. I do have my boating license, but going like this with a bunch of people and wind and, current and crazy shit, like, yeah, like he did as good as he could and much better than me. But I digress. We did make it over. They had these really cool swings. So like you can see the Noah's Ark, and that was over a fun little swing area. I actually didn't end up bringing my phone in because like I was literally over in the water. We had our own drinks on the boat, so we just brought those in and kind of like hung around. It definitely is a party place. They had a sign that Drake had been there, which I thought was like pretty cool too. Definitely much more of a party place, not as much our scene for the day, but I still went out and had, my drink in hand, sitting in the water. It was really nice. And then we came back for the sunset. Our tour guides were definitely living their best life too. They do this all day long. They have fun with it. They're playing, basic music, honestly basic white people music, and it was just a time. And got to enjoy the sunset. It was seriously so pretty and so beautiful seeing it kind of go over looks like a little mountain. I don't really know. I mean, we're at sea level, so not that high. But seeing the sun go down, it was beautiful. We peeled off from Sam's family that night and had some nice Indian food. And I'm not sure why, but these pictures came in at the end, but here's just some fun recaps from our boat day. Enjoy those, please. Alright, you already know the drill. We're getting our first look. It was beautiful. Every morning I did have to go and look outside and take videos. Then, of course, we had our breakfast. I told you guys the avocado toast was so slay. Next up, we are at the beach. So we did this fun little beach day. Here is me and Sam I was trying to do like one of those little like where I'm gonna be on top and like it's like the dual split screen thing. There was Sam, of course, hitting the camera. It's all good. It worked out. I think I've got it noted in here too, but here's his version as well, or I guess my version of him trying to do it and trying to get our things to bump and make it right. After that, we did eventually get it and had probably one too many rum and cokes, but it was all fine. But it was gorgeous out. We went in the water. I had a great time. Ended up coming back to stop for lunch. I had this really good pork belly that was like jerk. Oh my god, it was freaking delicious. To note though, I'm currently reading Brimstone. I actually ended up finishing it not too long ago, and again, I know I'm late on this video, but I ended up finishing it and it was so much different than I thought it was going to be. I don't know if there's, a lot of like book talk girlies and book girls on here listening, but it was just like not my fave. I was pretty surprised. Also, look, there's me psing at Sam to get his attention, but the real starts now. Let me introduce you guys to Mau Mau. Mau Mau is, I have no idea if it's a girl or a boy, but Mau Mau is perfect. So Turks and Caicos has a lot of wild animals, a lot of wild cats and dogs, and they love resorts. I mean, who wouldn't want to be like Mau Mau in the shade and in the sun, or not in the shade and sun, but literally like turned upside down, straight chillin'. We came up, I didn't even know that they were sitting there, and we like just kind of scooched our way in, and like she was just so comfy, like literally couldn't care less that I was there. We did pets, we did rubs, she was good. Sam even sat with her for a while too, and like she was totally fine, so I'm also just calling it her now. Anywho, we also ventured out to the lazy river, which I'm gonna say this place had like a full-on kids park. It was not a kid-free resort, which which I honestly didn't mind. Oops, there's Sam's face. But it was so nice. The lazy river was just really cold, so it made it a little hard to stay in. But after that, Sam and I did go to one of the big pools. We did the swim up bar, and I just wanted to chill. I'm in my little side one strap piece. I was feeling good. We're having drinks, a good time. Life was just well. I then took an everything shower, and oh my god, that really healed me. But I was so excited because that night we were doing really fun drinks. We got all dressed up, did this really cute cocktail hour, and watched the sunset by the fire. I'm so sad we didn't know that this was here. We kind of did, but didn't really pay attention to it before. But it was so lovely, and the fire was gorgeous. Everything was perfect. Then we did our hibachi dinner. So they had a really fun sit-down hibachi place. Everything there was gorgeous. We actually ended up sitting with a family from Canada who comes here every year, which I thought was really cool. Literally, we met so many people with kids. Oh my god, there's me and Sam. Hey. We met so many families with kids who have been coming here for 10 to 12 years, which I also just thought was a great sign in general. But here's the hibachi show. Our chef was quite interesting. He kept saying he's our friend and stuff, and I didn't really get it, but he was having a good time. We were having a good time. Drinks were flowing, and my rice was frying. Now, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys. This was not my favorite hibachi. I like to call myself a pretty good hibachi expert. It was good. It was fine. Flavor was just a little off. It just wasn't my favorite, and that's okay. Here's Hannah. She had several tries of trying to catch the food in her mouth. She did eventually get it. We were all so proud, but it was a little rough out there. Then after a very filling dinner, we all went to bed, stomachs full and happy. And then it was Monday, which meant it was time. But Sam and I did actually have a later flight that day, so we got checked out. Here's a cutie little pink purse I brought everywhere with me. We got checked out, ended up getting driven around the resort a little bit because we didn't fly out till 5 o'clock that day. So we had time to kill. We dropped our luggage. They were yeah, you can leave it. We were awesome. We're gonna take the cart. Took the cart all the way across because at that point I was so tired. My feet were tired. My body was tired. Everything was just tired. So we got carted over and started our day at the resort. Now, I actually, watching the film back, did record our whole golf cart ride. So we're just gonna cut to the chase. I couldn't, though, not show you guys the tunnel again. I'm still just in awe. It's so cute. They made it all a little wavy and stuff. I just think it was so fun. It literally plopped us out on the other side of the resort. So I was in awe. I thought it was the best. And it was also so much colder down there. We could just breathe and enjoy some shade. In the spirit of breathing, we're gonna fast breathe. I thought it would be so funny to do a little fast track of us. Literally, here's going through the resort. It was just all blah, 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 blah. Oh, and here we almost hit a whole family, and that was fun. And then we made it to where we wanted to go. Since we dropped all our luggage and stuff off and had literally a good portion of the day, I really wanted to go and just get pizza and sit in a cabana and chill and read. And so that's exactly what we did. Oh, and here's some beautiful flowers. I'm telling you guys, the foliage there, their hedge team, their whatever team, they're on it. But it was just so pretty. Again, it's been dreary, gross winter up in the DC area, so coming to this and getting to literally have pizza, drinks, I got a little Aperol spritz by the water, and just bright blue water was life-changing and resetting in so many ways. But alas, all good things must come to an end. So in order to take up some more time, Sam and I did go and grab little mochas. Got a little decaf mocha. Sam was loving it. This was his first one ever, and I think I'm getting him hooked slowly but surely. Also, these flowers I think were my favorite. The red was just beautiful and stunning. We're back at the airport, and you know what that means. Mess with Sam time. Look, he never even saw it coming. And after a week's worth of family fun together, he did not care. Stakes were also high because our plane kept getting delayed, which was just no fun for anyone. But what was so freaking fun was this was our view. I told you guys it's a small airport, so you have everyone who's coming to the main island at Providenciales is coming to this airport. So we got to see so many people take off. We got to see people come in on local Caribbean flights this one. It was really cool. And I'm so sad the day before we had seen a 777, a Boeing big one, take off, and we weren't here. We were on the resort and stuff, but I wish I would have seen it here. But this one, very opposite. This little baby plane, I think they're not taking off. They were just landing, but look how petite, look how cute. Oh, to be, and oh, to have money where you can just little pop over in the Caribbean. Honestly though, this was a plane watcher's dream. I did read a bit, but then again, the air traffic control was right there. I'm just sitting here watching, making sure the planes are all doing what they need to do. Can't remember where that United one was, but we saw everyone board, and I think they were very excited because they had also gotten super delayed. I also got super excited because we're on a United flight and literally that same plane, and I was so freaking pumped to see us go. But alas, I did get to watch them go off into the sunset, and in the Caribbean, that was pretty cool with the sunset too. I was so excited because we were going to take off literally early before it went down as well, and we took off in pitch black. So, you know, other people live your dreams sometimes. Don't worry though, our plane did eventually get there, and yes, of course, I did document their landing. Basically, the whole bar up there was super excited because we were all waiting to come back to Dulles. So our plane landed, we were finally gonna go home. The only thing that struck me though is like, please God, do not let our crew time out. Like, I want to get back to my cats. I want to get back in my bed. Just let us get home. It's a quick 3-hour flight. But don't worry, while we were, you know, trying to board, we got our little stampies. Everything was super fun. So excited to document that. Yeah, no, I had to take like all of my possessions out. I was randomly selected. I was in a bad mood about it, and I had to take all my stuff out before I could even get on the plane. But it all worked out. We ended up taking off. I definitely sped this up. It was really such a long runway, but we did eventually take off. Crew didn't line out, time out. I don't care at this point. We were all done, and we made it, and that's all that mattered. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this longest video ever. Please like and subscribe, follow me on the other channels, and I will see you guys, just like I saw P2, again soon. Bye!